What's up, everybody? Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 19 of my favorite 31 albums of the 70s. It's the countdown we're doing each and every day here in this month of October. In 2023, of course, there's 31 days in the month, so we've somehow managed to pick out our favorite 31 albums across all genres released during the 1970s. I'm only picking one album per band or artist, but you are certainly open to picking multiple if you so like. You know the reason why I'm not, because my entire list would be made up of like 5 bands. So I decided to make it a wider open playing field and just pick one album per any band or artist today. It is a debut album from an American band released October 17, 1973. This album was recorded at Warner Brothers Recording Studios and Sunset Sound Recorders in Hollywood, California, as well as a little bit of work done at Wally Heider Studios in San Francisco, California, produced by Ted Templeman and the band for Warner Brothers Records. The 32-minute classic that is Montrose. Self-titled debut, yes indeedy. Horrible front and back cover notwithstanding, right? A legendary heavy rock album, arguably one of the first American heavy metal albums. You know, that's, like I said, arguably. I think New York's Sir Lord Baltimore would probably have a little bit to say about that. But a great album nonetheless. More of, I think if you listen to the Sir Lord Baltimore album and listen to this, they're quite different. This is more of like a traditional, I think, like American heavy rock, early proto-metal type thing. Whereas I think Sir Lord Baltimore draws a lot of inspiration from the 60s and certainly what Black Sabbath were doing at the same time, right? That's really raw. Blue Cheer as well probably was an influence there. I think this is a completely different beast. I'm not saying one is heavier than the other. It's all based on how you hear it. But this is an album that I think influenced bands like Van Halen and a lot of the other American bands that came afterward, the North American bands for sure. Of course, the lineup was Sammy Hagar on lead vocals. Really, this is Sammy's kind of coming out party, right? Hey, look at me. I'm the new guy on the block. I'm going to kick ass on this album. Certainly does. Ronnie Montrose on guitar. Of course, Ronnie was already a veteran by this time. Bill Church on bass and Denny Carmassi on drums. Classic lineup of Montrose. Didn't stay together all that long. Most of the guys in the band went on to do other things, other great things too, over the years, right? Of course, we lost Ronnie number of years ago. It was really sad state. One classic song after another on here. Rock the Nation, one of the great album openers of all time. So many great riffs on this album. I love the production of this album. I mean, everything about this album is just about near perfection. Bad Motor Scooter, terrific song, lots of groove. I mean, this band could boogie. They could do, heavy bluesy stuff and molten metallic mayhem, right? Space Station number 5, that's kind of cool. That's kind of like Space Boogie, I always kind of call that song. I Don't Want It. Such a great song. Finishes off side 1. This album is so economical, right? 32 minutes, that's it, right? 8 songs. Boom, 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 boom. Side 2, Good Rockin' Tonight. Cover song, Roy Brown's song. That's fun. Probably my least favorite song on the album, but it's still fun. Rock Candy, Hot, Sweet, and Sticky. That riff. It's just amazing. Lethal. Ronnie's playing is amazing on this album. One Thing on My Mind, Killer, and then Make It Last, Killer to finish off the album. I mean, it's just, this is just excellent stuff right here. Never get tired of listening to this album. Every time I put it on, I try to play this album every couple of months, and I hear it, and I'm just like, yeah. Those riffs just kill. And but this did not set the world on fire, right? This was not a big charting album, not a, this peaked at number 133 on the Billboard charts, and only went... So it's Montrose eventually proved to be an international sleeper hit, selling in excess of 1 million copies and attaining platinum status in 1986. So it took all those years later for this album to certify. Worldwide, that's just worldwide, right? So this was never a big seller, not a big charter. I don't even think they released any singles from this album. Oh, they did. They did. Hold on. So we've got Rock the Nation was released January 74, Space Station number 5, 1974, March 1974, and Bad Motor Scooter released April 19th, 1974 in the UK. That was the UK single release. But none of these singles did all that well. This didn't sell all that well, but you still... I haven't heard it in years, but I remember growing up on classic rock radio here in the Hudson Valley. You heard Bad Motor Scooter, Space Station number 5, and Rock the Nation were fairly regularly played on FM classic rock radio. I still hear, every now and then when I put on Sirius XM, like Ozzy's Boneyard or whatever, you'll hear Montrose every now and then. So, but I think this is more one of those legacy albums that has, in all the years since its release, it's kind of grown in its legend. And I think, most people cite this as a big influence, especially bands, as a big influence on things that they've done, especially here in the States. So, yeah, that is my pick for today. Pick number 19, Montrose, the self-titled debut. Ronnie Montrose, Sammy Hagar, and company. Let us know what you think of this album down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today, pick number 19. Stay tuned tomorrow for pick number 18, and visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below in the video description, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. So thank you in advance for all your support there. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned just a little bit. We got Martin Popoff coming. Friday's now a busy day here on the channel. We've got Martin Popoff coming up in just a little bit. We're going to enter the fun house. We got a fun topic for you today. We're going to kind of revisit a topic we did a couple weeks ago, which some of you really liked. A few of you didn't care for, but that's okay. We're going to do it again. We did last time we did Led Zeppelin albums, so we picked a catalog that's pretty small. We picked Led Zeppelin's, a lot of unique albums, and we each picked 2 albums from other bands or acts that have there's some similarity, right, with those Led Zeppelin albums, right? So now we're going to redo that whole exercise once again, except the band in question is Rainbow this time around. Again, Rainbow, all these distinct albums, but not a ton of them. So we're taking the whole Rainbow catalog, and we're doing the exact same thing. So we picked out other bands that have albums that kind of remind us in a weird way. Maybe it's a debut that's well regarded, right? Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. I'm just give you a little, and we'll explain this in the episode. But like Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, the first album, it's a debut album. Notable people in the band. A lot of people really love the album. Some people think it's their best. Some people think it's the band not quite gelling yet. And that would happen on the second album. So we picked out other bands who had debuts that are kind of give us a similar type vibe. Rainbow Rising, considered the classic. Got the big epic on it, right? 2 epics, as a matter of fact. The classic lineup, right? So we picked out other bands that have an album that kind of fits that mold, right? So it really makes you think about what certain characteristics are of certain albums and how we can identify those in other albums as well. So for people who kind of scoffed at the idea when we did it the first time, it's like, I don't understand this whole exercise. Well, that's what this is all about. It makes you think about albums in a little bit different way. So, fun stuff. We're enjoying doing these. I'm not saying we're going to do a ton of these, but we really wanted to do the Rainbow catalog. I thought that would be cool. So anyway, that's coming up in a little bit. We got the Professor's Picks coming up this afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then over the weekend, we've got Ranking the Albums coming up. On Sunday, I will be joined by David Gallagher on Sunday morning for a Ranking the Albums. We're doing our top 10 albums from the band Barclay James Harvest, the great British progressive rock, symphonic rock band, right? They were rather unceremoniously called a poor man's Moody Blues, right? I thought they had a lot more to offer than just that, right? So they got a ton of albums, so we're just going to give you our top 10 of those. So that's coming up on Sunday. So stay tuned for that and lots more here on the channel. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.